Move your car. The voice is sharp, angry. A man stands by his SUV, arms crossed, staring down a woman who just parked. His wife sneers. That's our spot. You people think you can do whatever you want. The woman stays calm. I parked in an open space, just like anyone else. But that's not enough for them. The husband steps closer. You don't belong here. A few bystanders slow down, watching. The tension is thick. The wife smirks, pulling out her phone. Fine. If you won't move, security will make you. But they have no idea. No idea who they're talking to. No idea the mistake they've just made. And in just a few minutes, they're going to wish they had never opened their mouths. Welcome to Stories with Mr. Gray, where actions have consequences and karma never misses. If you love stories of instant justice, powerful comebacks, and the truth always coming out, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Now, let's get into it. The couple are known in the neighborhood for their troublesome character. The wife smirks, shaking her head as she dials security. This is ridiculous. People like her don't understand how things work. Harris leans against her car, watching them with steady eyes. She doesn't flinch, doesn't react. The husband scoffs. Look at her, acting like she has a right to be here. A few feet away, a man in a blue polo glances over, pretending to check his phone. A couple walking past slows down. People are starting to notice. The wife sighs dramatically. You wouldn't have to deal with this in a better neighborhood. But of course, this is what happens when they move in. The words hang in the air. A little too loud. A little too deliberate. The bystander with the phone raises his eyebrows. Yo, did she really just say that? Harris tilts her head slightly, eyes locked on the couple. Her expression is unreadable. Then she finally speaks. And what exactly do you mean by they? The husband scoffs. Oh, come on. Don't play dumb. You know exactly what she means. The bystander shifts his stance, still recording. Nah, say it. Let's hear what she means. The wife rolls her eyes, gripping her phone. Ugh, people are always playing the victim. This isn't about race. It's about respect. And clearly, she doesn't have any. Harris exhales slowly. She isn't looking at them anymore. She's looking around, at the people watching, at the quiet tension settling over the parking lot. The husband steps forward, invading her space. We don't have time for this. Move your car. Silence. A second. Then two. Then, Harris turns, opens her car door, and locks it with a beep. She folds her arms. No. The wife's mouth drops open. The husband's face turns red. Excuse me. Harris doesn't blink. No. I'm not moving. The wife scoffs. Oh, you are really asking for it. Harris shrugs. Go ahead. Tell security to hurry up. The wife glares at her, then mutters something under her breath as she lifts her phone. You are going to regret this. The woman leans against her car again, still calm, still unbothered. But behind that silence, she already knows how this is going to end, and they have no idea what's coming. The wife holds the phone up, still recording, her voice getting louder. I can't believe this is happening. We're paying customers and she's just blocking our spot. This is what happens when they think they can take over everything. The husband grits his teeth. His face flushes red with anger, his hands balled into fists. If you don't move, I'll call the cops on you for trespassing. The crowd around them is starting to grow. A few more people have stopped to watch the scene unfold. The tension in the air is thick, almost suffocating. People are whispering to each other, shaking their heads. One woman in the crowd mutters, "Wow, this is crazy. She's not doing anything wrong." Another man speaks up, "Yeah, it's just a parking spot. This is getting out of hand." But the couple isn't backing down. The wife, still holding her phone high, sneers. She'll learn her place soon enough. No one's going to let her get away with this. Harris stands tall, eyes steady. She's watching everything, the couple's hostility, the people recording them, the whispers. But she doesn't flinch. She's calm, silent. The husband steps closer, his voice menacing. You don't even belong here, do you? This is a place for decent people, not people like you. Harris' eyes narrow, but she doesn't say anything. She just stands there, waiting. The wife laughs coldly. She probably doesn't even know how to use a phone, let alone understand the rules here. At this point, more people are gathered around. A few are recording. Others are just watching in disbelief. The crowd is clearly uncomfortable, but no one steps forward to intervene. Harris keeps her arms folded, her back straight. She's been called worse, and she won't let their words get to her. But deep down, she don't like the way they are talking to her. The husband, losing his patience, turns to the bystanders, his voice rising. Why is no one helping us? This is insane. One of the bystanders, a young man with a baseball cap, shrugs. She hasn't done anything wrong. Maybe you should rethink who you're messing with. The crowd murmurs in agreement. It's clear that, slowly but surely, the tide is turning. Harris still hasn't said a word. She knows that sometimes silence is the most powerful weapon. But now, the wife finally snaps. Enough! I'm calling security. You will not get away with this. She punches the number into her phone and slams it to her ear. The husband stands next to her, looking furious as they wait for someone to pick up. The woman watches them, knowing that they have no idea what's about to happen. And as the security team arrives, a sense of satisfaction washes over the crowd. They don't know it yet, but this is the moment karma begins to turn. The security guard walks toward the scene, his eyes scanning the tense crowd. He's used to minor conflicts, but this one feels different. The wife stands at the ready, still holding her phone, her voice rising. This is ridiculous. She's trespassing on private property. You need to remove her now. The husband, now visibly agitated, nods. Yeah, we've been here for years, and she thinks she can just park wherever she wants? She doesn't belong here. But as the security guard approaches, he doesn't even look at the couple. His eyes immediately lock on the woman standing by her car, the one they've been harassing. He nods to her. Ms. Harris, is everything all right here? The wife's jaw drops, and the husband freezes. The woman's name, it hits them both like a punch in the stomach. Harris turns to the security guard, her voice steady. Yes, thank you, everything's fine. The husband stammers, looking from the woman to the guard, completely flustered. Wait! You know her? The security guard turns to face them, his tone cool and professional. Of course, Ms. Harris owns the entire building. She's the reason I'm here. The wife's phone slips from her hand, landing with a soft thud on the pavement. She stares at the woman in disbelief. No, no way. She owns this building. The security guard gives a small nod. Yes, she does. The entire complex. The couple stands frozen, their faces draining of color. The woman stands tall, unfazed, as the realization hits them. The husband's voice cracks. But we didn't know. We thought. The woman cuts him off, her voice calm, but with a sharp edge. You assumed. You assumed that because of the way I look, you could treat me however you wanted. But this building is mine. You were wrong. The wife, her face now pale, tries to stammer out an apology. But it's clear that no words can undo the damage. She opens her mouth, then shuts it. The security guard raises his hand, silencing her. You need to leave. Immediately. The husband, completely defeated, stares at the ground, his face burning with humiliation. The wife's eyes dart around, looking for some way out of the situation. But there is no escape. Harris turned to the security. You know what to do, right? The security guard looks back at her, offering a respectful nod. I'm sorry for the trouble, Ms. Harris. We'll take care of it from here. Harris nods in response, her composure never wavering. She's already won. The couple's arrogance has crumbled, and now they stand there, completely exposed. The couple stands frozen, their mouths slightly open in shock. Reality has hit them hard. They glance at each other, but neither knows what to say. The husband, suddenly nervous, looks back at the Harris, as if trying to find some way to apologize. We didn't mean any harm. but his words stumble out weakly, lacking any real conviction. The wife, her face now drained of color, reaches for her phone. Still recording, her hands shaking. "You don't understand. We just didn't know. Please, let's forget this happened." But it's too late for apologies now. The security guard steps forward, his voice firm and unyielding. "The only thing that needs to happen is for you both to leave. Now." The husband's eyes dart nervously around the growing crowd, but no one speaks up to back him. In fact, a few bystanders have already begun to murmur among themselves, some even shaking their heads. They've seen enough. The wife, now panicking, tries to muster some sort of defense. "We've been coming here for years. We're regulars. We just didn't know she was the owner." But the security guard doesn't flinch. "Doesn't matter. You still broke the rules, and now you're being asked to leave." The crowd's murmurs grow louder, and the wife's face flushes as the reality sets in. This isn't just a small misunderstanding. It's a public humiliation. As they shuffle awkwardly toward the exit, heads down, the husband mutters under his breath, "This is insane. We shouldn't be treated like this." But the woman, the one they'd belittled just moments ago, stands still and watches them leave. Her expression is calm, but there's a flicker of satisfaction in her eyes. She doesn't need to say a word. The crowd is already talking about what just happened. Karma is playing out in real time. The wife shoots one last, angry glance back at her, but it's too late. Harris has already won. The couple, defeated and humiliated, begins their slow walk toward the parking lot exit. They are no longer the center of attention. Their words, their insults, their actions have all been undone in a matter of minutes. The wife's face is flush with embarrassment, her earlier confidence now completely shattered. Her phone, still recording, dangles loosely in her hand. It's clear that even her desperate attempts to salvage the situation won't work. The damage is done. Behind them, the security guard follows closely, maintaining a respectful distance but making sure they don't try anything foolish. The husband glances nervously around, avoiding eye contact with the people still watching. His chest is tight, and his steps quicken as the reality of their situation sinks in. Harris remains where she is, standing tall and unbothered by the spectacle unfolding before her. She watches them go, her expression one of quiet satisfaction. There's no gloating, no smugness, just the calm understanding that justice was served. As the couple reaches their car, they pause, realizing they have no escape from the consequences of their behavior. They shuffle into the vehicle, avoiding the stares of the crowd, the weight of their actions hanging heavily on their shoulders. The woman turns and walks back into the building, the last chapter of this confrontation closing. She doesn't look back. She doesn't need to, but everyone else will remember this moment. The entitled couple will forever be tied to the story of instant karma. It will spread far beyond this parking lot. As the woman steps back into the building, the chaos of the parking lot begins to settle. The couple is long gone, but their words, those bitter, hurtful words, linger in the air. But they've learned the hard way. Respect is earned, not demanded. Prejudice and entitlement always come at a cost. And no matter how hard people try to tear you down, life has a funny way of setting things right. Instant karma is real. And in the end, Harris proved something more powerful than any insult or threat. The power of staying calm, standing firm, and knowing your worth. The crowd may have dispersed, but the whispers haven't stopped. This story will spread, not because of the fight, but because of the lesson it teaches. No one, no matter who they are, should ever be treated less than because of the way they look. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever witnessed karma in action like this? What's the most unforgettable moment of instant justice you've seen? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this story, hit that like button and subscribe for more powerful, real-life moments that make you believe in karma. Share this video with your friends and family. Thanks for watching.